Let everybody in. We are live and media.
Oh, dang. There's a lot of people in here.
Good.
Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine.
What up, guys?
All right.
That's big.
Looks like we're about ready to
It's good, gang.
Looks like we're about ready to get started. For media, guys, we're looking for 2 questions for each fighter. If we run longer than that, if we have some extra time, we'll let you guys know. If you have a question, just use the hand raise emote. And with that, I'll throw it to Charlie.
All right, we're live, ready to go. Harry, good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's going on, everybody? My name is Charlie Quinn. Honored to be your host for tonight's inaugural Combat FC press conference. This press conference will feature 6 men looking to take the next step in their respective careers and earn that illustrious UFC contract. John Duoma, Damion Nelson, Yann Oliveira, Matheus Silva, Don Shainis, and Ali Zebian will all be in attendance tonight answering your questions. Before we dive in and get this going at this time, I'd like to introduce President Joe Cavallaro and matchmaker Rick Caldwell. You guys have the floor.
Hi, guys. I just want to welcome everybody and thank you for attending. I want to take a couple of seconds to thank Rick for putting on such a tremendous card. This is going to be unbelievable. I talk to Rick about it all the time. The biggest thing here is the fighters, right? If we didn't have the guys that come in and put it all on the line, we'd have absolutely nothing. It'd be me or Rick sitting in an empty arena. So we really appreciate you guys and all the sacrifice you do. And we know how much camps go through, and we take this real serious. The first year here, we've really.
Let's go.
I'm sorry. We've really focused on just trying to dial in the TV production and really dial in the operations end of it. And then this year, we're really focusing on growth, right? So what do we do to grow this brand? And one of the things we're doing right now, we're just doing the terms and conditions on the finalizing the deal, but we're going to do a TV show that's on one of the big Boston sports networks that's going to feature fighters. And we're going to start featuring, who the guys are and why people in New England should care, and this isn't about, just being another promotion locally. We're really trying to grow this thing and give guys the opportunity to go on and fight for bigger promotions in the UFC and that kind of stuff. And it's already happening. We've already had Rico, Pampas Gregorio has had the opportunity to fight March 16th. We'll be getting some more news about other people fairly soon. So it's taken off. It's I think outpaced what we even expected, and it's due to you guys. It's due to the fans and the fighters. It's the whole thing. So I appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to a good 2024. Thanks.
I'm really excited for this card, guys. This is one that, for a couple months now, we've been saying, wow, if this thing even comes close to staying together, this is going to be the best card we've ever had. And we're a few days away, and we've got some awesome fights. There are 4 fights that could reasonably headline this show, or that could reasonably headline any show. I can't wait. I'm really excited for the fights. Kyle, I want to thank Kyle as well. He did a great job getting this set up. We're definitely seeing a lot more media covering the fight this time around. So really excited to have all you guys here. And yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait. I'll see you guys on Friday.
All right, thanks. Let's get this going. I'd like to introduce Don Shainis, holds a professional record of 13-6, fighting out of Easton, Massachusetts, and right now Las Vegas as well. Damion Nelson, who is fighting out of Long Island, New York, holding a 4-4 professional record. Don, I'll start with you. New opponent, last minute here. What's going through your head right now? How has the last couple hours been, with all this different news?
Everything's fine. I mean, this happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me. And it's just another day. I'm just happy to be fighting, to be honest with you. Like, there's a lot of bullshit going on in the background, but I'm just happy to have a fight.
For sure. Damion, how are you feeling about the new news? I know you were originally supposed to be on the card. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. As Don said, it's a part of the sport that we're in. Things happen, and you just have to step up to the plate and make the best of any situation you get put in.
Yeah, for sure, man. And at this time, I think we should open it up to the media and really get this thing going. Dylan Napoleon will have the first question. Dylan.
See. All right. Good evening, guys. Happy to be here. Looking forward to seeing these guys putting it on this coming Friday night. I want to start with Damion Nelson, and then I'll ask one to Don Shainis as well. But Damion, obviously, like Charlie said, a huge difference in opponents, a big time matchup change, if you will. What was the decision-making process like for you and some of the things that you had to take into account when you put pen to paper to fight Don?
So in the sport that you're in, it's a big risk, big reward type sport. You know what I'm saying? So you get a good opportunity and you get a good solid fighter to show off your skills with and compete against. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor. And it's a step in the right direction, and we were blessed with the opportunity, so we jump on it.
That's it, man. Well, props to you for stepping up big time. Definitely have to give you the credit there. But for you, Don Shainis, same deal, man. Big time matchup change here. What were the initial analysis like when you found out that Damion would be the one fighting you on Friday night?
First and foremost, like the initial thoughts is like, oh shit, am I even gonna get a guy? Right. And it is what it is. And I know fucking Rick was fucking scrambling for opponents and this and that. And we finally found someone. Dude, I'm just so fucking happy to fight. All my funds are tied up into this. And it's one of those things where if I didn't fight, I'd be financially fucked. And I'm just happy to like come home, see all my friends, because God knows I fucking hate the cold. So yeah, man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm just happy to have someone to go against, to be honest with you.
Definitely, man. Thank you, guys. See you Friday night in Wilmington.
Don, I just want to touch up on that. How important is it for you to fight in front of your, friends and family? Does that really motivate you during camp? Was that really a big factor in this camp?
No, I'm not fighting for them. I'm fighting for me. Now, coming home, seeing all my friends is cool and shit, but it's not about that. It's about getting more eyes, new promotions. I'm disappointed this isn't for a belt, but it is what it is. I can't fucking be a little bitch about it. At the end of the day, I have a fight. I get to perform. I get to do what I do, and one of our hands are gonna get raised.
For sure. Pat Downer, you have the floor.
Hey, boys, hope we're doing well today. So my first question is for Don Shainis. Don, you've been training out in Las Vegas at Syndicate MMA. You've been training with a lot of high-level guys, UFC fighters, even Merab Dvalishvili, who I know Damion has talked to as well. I mean, we worked with as well. So what kind of some advantages are you seeing from working out in Vegas and training with some of those guys?
It's just a culture, man. New England. I don't like the culture of MMA in New England, and it took me leaving New England for a couple of years to realize that. And then like once things slowed up, I had to come back home, and then I had to get out of this culture and immerse myself in a different culture where I'm going to be the best version of me. And that's exactly what you're going to see.
All right. And for Damion, I was at your fight against Bo Samaniego, and your footwork and defense in that fight was just very pristine. I mean, you barely even got hit clean throughout the entire fight. Is that something that you see playing a big factor in this matchup, your footwork and just movement?
Movement is definitely a key factor in the style that I possess. I'm very like boxing based or kickboxing based. But as I said, I work all angles of my fight style, whether it's grappling or wrestling. But definitely, footwork is definitely a key factor in the fight.
All right. Well, thank you to both of you guys. I hope you guys go out there and have a war.
Likewise.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna have some fun, man.
Throwing it over to Owen Tracy.
What's up, guys? I got one for each of you. So, Don, one thing for you is I saw an interview that you said that you and Nathan Grieb is a very long overdue fight. Do you think that fight could still possibly happen in the future?
Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? You never know, man. I'll be honest. Damion wasn't even on my radar till fucking a few days ago. You know, I was fucking balls deep in my mindset fighting Nate, and it is what it is, man. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I don't fucking care, dude. Forward we move. You know, the show must go on.
Okay, so now for Damion, now that you're fighting, how does that change your game plan going into this week? You know, changing opponents.
Say that again. You chipped out for a minute.
Now that you're fighting Don, how does that kind of change your game plan fighting a guy like Don, pretty much preparing for him week of?
You know, the game plan is still the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just being on point, being sharp. You know what I'm saying? Just leave no stones unturned and you know, go out there and put on a performance as usual.
All right, well, thank you. Good luck.
All right, send it over to Andrew Mack.
What's up? Same question to both of you guys. So both of you had previous opponents, and now you have an opponent change. How's your new opponent compared to your original opponent? Let's start with Don.
I feel like Nate was very calf kick heavy. I feel like Damon's going to be a little bit more boxing heavy. At the end of the day, they both look like solid strikers, and yeah, dude, you have a game plan when you go in there, and everything gets thrown out the fucking window. Like, dude, Damion, am I right? Like, dude, everything gets thrown out the fucking window when you're in there, and we'll figure it the fuck out. And it's whoever can adapt on the fly the best is gonna win this fight, you know. And I don't think either of us are prepared for one another. And I have an idea what to expect. He has an idea of what to expect, and like, we're just gonna have to figure it out on the fucking fly.
Damion, anything to add?
Yes, I co-sign that 100%. It's just who's able to adapt first and bring out the best in what they have. You know what I'm saying? It's a short notice fight. We didn't have a full camp to get prepared for this specific opponent, but you know, the job come in front of you, and you sign on that dotted line, so you got to take it.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Good luck.
You.
All right, producer Harry Mack wants to throw in a question. Harry?
Damion, you know, I couldn't help myself but be on here and ask you a question. It looks like he's sitting in Ray Longo's office there. So I got to ask, what does it mean to you to be training at such an incredible gym like Law and surrounded by so much talent, and not only surrounded by so much talent, but watching so much of that talent making that step to the next level right now? Do you feel like you're kind of next up?
Oh, definitely, man. It's truly a blessing to be surrounded by so much talent and to have that experience and just phenomenal coaches to give you the proper advice. You know what I'm saying? It's just a blessing, man. I started off with this gym, and I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Years later, it's I can't put it in words. It's truly a blessing, and I appreciate every day and every moment that, you know, I come here and work, and the knowledge that I get from my coaches and just the guys that we're surrounded by, man. We got a whole stable full of killers. Like the energy is right, you know, high and sharp and iron, and we're like a family here. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to be nowhere else.
Absolutely. And Don, similar question. I know that you may not train at a gym with you know, the prestige or the whatever you want to call it, the mystique of Law MMA, but what is it like for you to kind of know that you're the guy in the room?
Dude, it's just another fucking day, man. It's like I've elevated the circle I keep, and I've elevated my training partners, and I think you're gonna see a whole new me, and not even a whole new me. You're gonna see the same fucking me, just sharp.
Well, sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Best of skill to both of you. Can't wait for the fight.
All right, Robert Carrillo, your turn.
Hey guys, Robert Cardillo from the Hurt Handbook here. Nice to see you all. And quick question for both guys. So first for Damion, like Harry was talking about, you train at Law MMA, so like you're in the gym with some killers, but in this fight, you're actually going to be competing in the cage against someone who's had that UFC experience. What are you looking to prove in there against someone who is the caliber of Don Shainis?
I mean, honestly, you go in a fight, it's not personal. You know what I'm saying? You really trying to prove nothing in there. It's just going in there and putting on a good show and to understand what you're fighting for. For a better position in life, to take care of your family, whatever reason you might have that you're fighting, that's what you're going in there for. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily to prove to nobody or rip nobody S off their chest. It's just to go out there, put on a spectacular performance, enjoy yourself while you're in there, and to fight for your family, man, and your loved ones.
I respect that. And honestly, I think that's going to make for a great show for the fans. And a quick question for Don. Similar kind of thing, you have a lot of experience, obviously, in the cage. You've been in there with some like top guys in the sport. If you're able to use your experience at all in this fight, do you think it will play a role? And if you do think it'll play a role, how do you think it could affect the fight?
Dude, shit ain't shit, right? Like, all that experience goes out the fucking window. Like, it's whoever's most present in that very moment. So all that experience goes right out the window. I got a task at hand. He's got a task at hand. Shit, like, everything goes out the fucking window. Nothing else matters other than who's fucking present.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to a really fun fight.
All right, last set of questions. Polluted Thoughts Pot, you're up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just had a quick question for Shameless Don. Kind of got stolen from me right there, but I was going to ask you, how are you age-wise? You are a little bit older, and experience-wise in total fights and fight time, you are a little bit more experienced. How do you plan to, I know you just said that it kind of got thrown out the window, but how do you plan to use some of those things that you've learned throughout your fight career to kind of implement them here to, no offense, Damion, a little bit of a less experienced fighter?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that question other than how I just answered it. You know what I mean? Like it's exactly what I just said, man. Like, all that shit goes out the window, I I don't know, man. Like,
Thank you. And then the second question was kind of a follow-up for Damion. Being 4-4 and just fighting somebody who has been in the UFC, a little bit more of an experienced fighter, how do you plan to almost use that against him, so to speak?
On it, it's just another fight. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's just another fight. It's just another task in front of me. It's just another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We're in the fight world, and we want to fight. So you get an opponent. You know what I'm saying? You take that opponent and you make the best of it. So just coming out and doing what you train for. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Don, whether it's anybody else, you train hard, you believe in your coach, you believe in your corners, you believe in what you do, and you come out and you perform.
Thank you guys for your time. Excited to see you guys stand and bang.
thank you.
All right, that wraps up questions for you guys. Thank you very much on behalf of Combat FC for taking the time to be here tonight. Don Shainis, Don Shainis versus Damion Nelson this Friday night at Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington, Mass. Stream it live on UFC Fight Pass if you can't be there in person. Looking forward to it. Going to be a banger, man. Thanks, guys.
Heck yeah, we're good to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Damian, I'll see you soon.
Thank
All
you,
right, man.
guys.
Exit this. Stop video.
We're about to head into John Duoma and Teak Silva. Harry, let me know when they're in the lobby and ready to roll.
Sorry about that. Looks like Teek's just having some technical difficulties.
No worries.
Deeks on the screen with Yann Oliveira.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one with two guys on the phone, says iPhone.
Gotcha.
All right, it's good to go.
That's a me issue. Yep, give me 1 second here, and we are all set.
All right, now I would like to welcome your Combat FC 6 co-main event. John Duoma looks to keep the Combat FC Bantamweight title in the state of Rhode Island as the challenger Teak Silva takes his crack at Combat FC Gold. I'll start with the champion. John, how much does this title mean to you? And has there been any extra motivation throughout this fight camp for you?
Yeah, having the title's good. It's it definitely looks good on paper. So we're going for the UFC here. So anything that boosts my resume is something I want to keep.
For sure. And Teak, not to overlook your opponent, but if you were to get a win this weekend, is that next? Is UFC next for you? You think? Do you think you've earned that right yet?
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
there you go.
Yep.
What's up, guys? I think so. We are looking for this, and I did it all my life. That's my goal, and I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ecstatic for this one. It's going to be an absolute banger. Pat Dana, you got the floor first.
Hey guys, hope we're doing well. So my first question is for Teak. Teak, sorry, hold up. Teak, from what I could tell, this will be the first time in your career that you'll be fighting for a title. I wanted to ask if there's anything that's changed in terms of the preparation or just being ready for this fight that has differed from your last fights.
Yeah, actually, I have a title belt in Brazil.
Okay.
I fought all my life in Brazil, and I think the only thing is that's a new opponent, but they train's the same. Now I'm training with big guys. Yann Oliveira, it's my main partner training, so I think now it's gonna be better.
Okay.
Sure.
And my next question for John Duoma. So John, this will be your first time going into a fight as the reigning champion. Do you think that Teak Silva kind of follows that pattern of you just taking on the toughest guys on the regional scene?
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm a champion, I don't get to pick and choose anymore. I just got to fight whoever comes across, and that was just Teak came up, and here we are.
Do you take any pride in having such tough opponents on the regional scene and the fact that you're willing to take on all comers?
Yeah. I think that's something that you got to do if you expect, if you have the same expectations as I do. It's not going to be easy once you get in the UFC, so might as well, make it suck now.
I definitely agree. All right, boys. I hope to see an amazing fight on Friday.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Pat. Going over to Dylan Napoleon. Dylan?
Give Harry just a second to get the changed pin on the screen. I hate rushing now. I know how it goes, Harry. Cool, man. Thank you. All right, so I want to get started with John Duoma. John, this is going to be your first title defense as Combat FC Bantamweight champion. What about your fighting style and the momentum that you currently have going for you is going to propel you to a successful title defense on Friday night?
I think it's all goes around the guys I'm working with. I got some of the top trainers, top training partners around. So, I think I think that's a lot of the secrets to my success, and I hope to bring that on Friday night.
Thank you. And for Teak, you and Yann Oliveira have been preparing for these two for you it's your first Combat FC shot at a title, and for Yann too. Both of you are not challengers or title holders right now. Obviously, I know I almost said it before. But for you, man, what is the momentum like training with a guy who's also preparing for a title fight in Yann Oliveira?
I'm sorry, I can see you now. Oh yeah, I can see you now.
Ele perguntou como que é você estar preparando para uma luta com o cinturão, que vai ser pelo cinturão, com um cara que também vai estar lutando pelo cinturão.
Oh, it's nice. I'm sorry, guys.
No problem, man. I almost butchered the question.
I'm really excited. We trained a lot. We trained grappling, jiu-jitsu, what we did all the life. And I'm really excited. I was waiting for this opportunity. And thank you, Combat FC. And man, that's what I can say. I'm really excited for this fight.
And well, I have the both of you on the screen. What's it like having Lee Alves around and having him training you guys together, you know?
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. Lee Alves is double world champion. And probably, I'm sure, we're going to have 2 more belts this Friday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Sending things over to Owen Tracy.
What's up, guys? First one is for Teak, and then I got one for John. You're coming off your last fight with the loss. What do you think has been your biggest improvement necessarily since last fight to this fight?
Yeah, the biggest improvement that I had time to train this fight. It's not an excuse, but I fought in another division, and I fought like I was invited to that fight 3 weeks before. I was not training, but I'm a warrior. I'm a Brazilian, and you know, guys, Brazilian, we don't care about nothing. We just wanna fight. We just wanna exchange punches, and I was excited for the fight. I accepted. I paid for it, and now I'm ready.
All right, thank you. For John, now that you got that win for the title, and you know, how do you see this fight ending on Friday night with your skill set, and what should fans expect?
Man, it's so hard to predict these things. I hate doing it. Yeah, I think it's going to be up to him. We can go hard and crazy, or I can go all 5 rounds. So either way, I'm good with it.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Excited for tomorrow, or for Friday. Sorry.
John, I got one for you. Tell me about your training partners. How's camp been? Who's probably the toughest partner you had to spar with and work out with?
Yeah. So I've been like one of my big main training partners. He's making his pro debut pretty soon. Is Sahib Jackson. He's very good. And then working with guys like Jay Perrin, bunch of guys up there at Lozon's, and then same coaches, Pete Jeffrey, coach of Vic Fagnan, my boxing coach. Those all those guys together, they make me what I am.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm actually gonna call in Rick Caldwell, the Combat FC matchmaker. Rick?
Yeah, so I was pumped to get this fight. This is one that I was really excited about ever since we were able to get it booked. And I kind of want to ask you guys, do you guys feel like the media is kind of oversimplifying this thing? And by what I mean by that is, everybody that I've talked to is looking at it like Teek's going to go in there and try to knock him out early. Douma's going to weather the storm and try to drown him. Do you feel like that's a good characterization? Because I feel like you guys both have a lot of skills that, I know you, John, obviously you picked up a knockout in your last fight in the first round. You're not just the guy that wins fights late, that, by kind of outworking guys. And Teek, I know you've got a lot of skills outside of the big power in your punches. So kind of what else do you think everyone should know about the skills that you guys bring to the cage?
You want me to go first? I'll go first. So I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really been following much. I've been super busy just getting ready for the fight. So I haven't even I've been looking at reviews or anything. So it doesn't matter to me. They could say what they want to say. Whatever we do on Friday is what they're going to see and what the story is going to be told. So, they could say what they want now.
For me, I think this fight's gonna be hard. I know about him. I know he's a great fighter, but I'm ready for we want to fight in the grappling, the ground, we can fight. We can fight striking. That's what I did all my life. How I told before, and that's it. I'm ready.
Thanks, guys. I'm pumped about this fight. I can't wait. I've been excited about it ever since I booked it, and can't wait to see it Friday.
Thank you. And stick around for some breaking news later from Rick. Rick has an announcement to make after the press conference. Very much so looking forward to that. We are going to go to Andrew Mack right now. We're going to swing it over to Andrew Mack.
What's up? Starting with Douma.
Yep.
Do you think that your experience in the cage over Silva will play to your advantage in this fight?
I don't know that I have much more experience than him. He's 8-3. I'm 8-4. He was fighting down on the Brazilian scene. So, I think, like he said, he's been fighting all his life. So I don't look at it like I have more experience. I feel like I'm with a well-matched opponent.
And for Silva, what's been the biggest obstacle for you in preparing for this fight?
Qual que foi o maior obstáculo para você preparando para essa luta?
I don't know. I think the biggest obstacle was I need to work, I need to training, and but that's what I always did that. I always need to work. I always need to training, and I don't know exactly what's the biggest obstacle because it's the same thing. I won biggest fight of my life doing the same thing, and I think now I'm focused because I have my family here, so now I can train like, my family's here. That's what I need to do. Before my family was in Brazil, like my last fight, and now they're here, my wife and my son. So I'm really excited. I'm happy, and I'm looking for the win.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, Teak. I mean, we know about, your training partners, how hard you train, your style, but do you watch any sort of fighters? You watch any film on other fighters outside your camp that you grow your game from, you learn a little bit from?
Se você assiste os seus oponentes quando você está em camp para aprender alguma coisa.
Oh yeah, sure. I know. I watch his fights, and he fought against a friend of mine. I trained in Orlando, Florida before, and he fought against Joey, and we talked. We studied him. I know he's a tough guy. He have a big heart. How do you say? How we say in Brazil, and it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be the great fight, a great fight. It's gonna be awesome for the fans, and I'm really excited.
Thank you. And John, is there any fighters you emulate? Any fighters you're studying film on? Looking to learn from?
Yeah, I like picking styles, like just doing different things based on the way certain guys fight, and fighting certain different styles with say Sean Strickland's style versus if I was fighting somebody like I don't know, like Izzy, it would be something like that. So I look for things that people do to match.
Sure. All right, we're gonna get back into the media. Robert, your turn.
Hey guys, first question for John. So it's really interesting that obviously you're the Combat FC Bantamweight champion, but like you said earlier, the goal is ultimately to get to the UFC. So my question for you is it like a weird feeling being the hunted in Combat FC while still kind of chasing your own dreams in MMA?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's definitely a feeling now, the champion, the belt. but kind of it's when you go into a title fight, it's all kind of the same feeling. So.
Gotcha, understood. And for Teak, I just have a question real quick. So about your striking, obviously everybody knows that your striking is amazing, but you're fighting a guy who kind of like Mr. Caldwell said, you're going to be going in there against somebody who is well, I kind of butchered my question, my bad. But so basically you're going in against a guy who's going to try and probably drown you on the ground as the fight goes on, but you've been working on your grappling. What would you say, how would you say your ground game compares against John Duoma?
Yeah, he's a good striker too. He's not a grappler, only a grappler. Huh? But I'm ready. I'm brown belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did the wrestling here in Brazil, and that's it. I'm ready. I trained all this camp with black belts, and we're gonna have good news. And like good news, I mean about show what you're capable to do, what I'm capable to do, and I'm ready for any situation.
Thank you. And by the way, the beard is looking great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. It looks like that's going to be the end of media for you guys. I'm ecstatic about this bout. Going to be an absolute bloodbath. I'm very excited for this one. Combat FC 6 Bantamweight title this Friday. You know, if you can't get there, UFC Fight Pass, stream it live. Tune in. Thank you guys for joining us. That's all we need from you tonight, but thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, we are going to pivot to our main event.
What should I? Yeah.
Harry?
Just getting Yann in here. And Yann, if you could please just turn your camera on. I just can't put him up until the camera's on there.
Yeah, I don't know where it went. He was just on. He was just in the last interview.
Clica nisso. Essa entrevista é muito engraçada. Vocês dois.
Hey, Yann, I'm not sure if you can hear us or not, but they're saying they can't put you on the screen until your camera's on. Like they can't highlight you in the middle there. We can see that it says Yann's i15 Pro Max, but that's all we can see on our side.
Let me see here.
I think we need translation.
No.
English, just like you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Yep. We can hear you. We just can't see you.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn this on. This is crazy.
Thought you were a millionaire, man. Come on.
Ain't no millionaire here. You heard wrong.
Billionaire? Come on.
Nah, yeah, right.
You should have just got a prompt asking you to start the video.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Here we are.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Back to you, Charlie.
All right. It is now time. Welcome our Combat FC 6 main event. Yann Oliveira heads into his first professional title fight, boasting a strong, undefeated 5-0 record, while Ali Zebian has 10 wins across various promotions on the Northeast regional scene. This fight has all the makings of a war. I have goosebumps just thinking of it. Dylan Napoleon, media member, start it off for us.
All right. Give Harry a minute. Cool, man. Well, thank you guys, both fighters, for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys throw down, and congrats on this main event spot. I think it's well deserved, right? For Yann, I'll get started with you, man. I feel like you and Coach Lee are building more or less a great MMA culture with all of the great guys that you guys have been incorporating into your camps. How has this camp felt? You know, has it felt any different compared to others, being the fact that you have so many great guys around you and this culture is building, and also the fact that Teak is there preparing with you for his title fight?
Yeah, it's been a great camp. The camp couldn't be any better, to be honest with you. I've had some great guys to train with. I have great coaching. Lee is an amazing striking coach. And Lucas Valley at Valley BJJ is a phenomenal jiu-jitsu coach. So I think, considering, you know, the guys we've had, the guys I've trained with, it's been a very solid camp. You know, I would say this is probably the best camp I've ever had, considering the guys I've had on my side. So I feel good, man. I feel very well prepared.
Great, man. And now we'll turn the tide and ask Ali Zebian. Ali, obviously you hold an experience advantage in this fight. I did an interview with Yann a couple weeks ago, and he told me that the experience wouldn't be the most important considering his strengths and his game. You know, do you agree with that, or do you think that your experience will play an instrumental role in this fight?
Experience is huge. From my experience fighting guys with way more fights than me and just being in the cage with those guys, you feel the difference. There's a huge difference just with cage awareness, fight IQ. You know, if he's athletic, that's good for him, you know, because that's one of the things that you don't need experience for. And he said he was a soccer player, so we'll see if that his soccer versus my MMA experience adds up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, turning the tide over to Pat Dana. Pat, you have the floor.
Hello, guys. I hope we're doing good today. My first question is for Yann Oliveira. So, Yann, you had a 9-year layoff after your third pro fight. You came back last year and had 2 quick, big finish wins. I wanted to ask, 1, what was the reason for such a long layoff? And 2, what made you return to the sport after the break?
One of the reasons was that I was having a child at the time. I was having a baby girl, and I was working a lot. I worked a ton, and by the time I got home from work, it was time to leave for training. And it got to a point where my daughter's mother at the time, she was tired, you know, and not for nothing, I was missing very important things in my daughter's life. You know, I wasn't there to be a dad, you know, so I made the decision to be more home, to be home with them. And let's face it, we all know here that in the regional scenes, we don't make a whole lot of money, you know, we don't make a ton of money. We don't make enough money to support a family, you know, so I had to choose between working or chasing what at the time was just a wild dream, you know, and being a dad. So I chose to be a dad. I chose to work and, you know, and provide. So that's, to be honest with you, that's the real reason. That's why I stopped a while ago. And then I started getting calls. Guys were calling me to come help them get ready for their fights. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, guys, I'm not in fight shape. You know, I'm like, I don't know how much of a help I'm going to be to you guys. But they're just like, yeah, but you have great striking, you have great ground game. Come work with us, come help us. We got fights coming up. So I decided to start going in and just helping other guys get ready. And once I started training with guys that were literally training every day, and I'm literally just doing whatever I wanted to them, even though I wasn't in fight shape or anything, everybody started to kind of get on my case about coming back. They're just like, dude, how do you take nine years off? You show up to the gym and you're just trucking through everybody that you're sparring with. How are you doing that? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just, you either got it or you don't type of thing, you know? You either can fight or you can't. So that was the real reason, you know? Guys were just on me about coming back and, you know, showing what I had, that I could still compete with the elite in the area. And you know, And to be honest with you, a lot of times I'm watching all these guys and they fucking suck. A lot of these guys are getting UFC fights. They're going to the UFC and these guys are not that good. And I'm like, how are these guys going to the UFC and they're not that good? You know, if these guys can do it, then let me come back and show these guys what it is like to fight a guy like me. So
I love that
that's all it
mindset.
was. You
I
know,
love that
I wanted to
mindset.
come
It's very
back
good.
and, you know, wanted to come back and just show everybody that there's levels to this. And even though I had been out for 9 years, I could come back and compete with the best guys around, you know? So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm not looking for easy fights. I'm not looking for way out, you know? So I'm here to compete. I'm ready.
Man, that excites me, man. That excites me. I like to hear that. I like to hear that, honestly.
All right. Well, my next question is for Ali. So, Ali, you fought in promotions like Bellator, PFL, LFA, and your last 3 opponents have all had more than 20 fights on their record by the time you fought them. What motivates you to take a fight against a guy who's just 5-0 that really hasn't proven himself the way that some of your past opponents have?
Well, to be honest with you, I want to elaborate off that question. And the thing is when I go fight these guys with more fights than me, my whole mindset is that I want to freaking beat these guys and send me to the next level. Because if I'm fighting guys that have more fights than me, you should, you know, inevitably just move up to the next level. But, you know, for some reason, it doesn't work like that in this game. It's really more of a business, and it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. And, you know, they offered me this fight, and Yann, you know, he packs some power. I'm gonna see what he's about, man. You know, I'm gonna see what he's got, and it's not gonna be a big game. So I'm liking what he's saying because I want the best version of him. I want to have a fight in there. I want to do all 5 rounds if we have to. You know what I mean? I want to entertain, man. Let's have fun because this is what this is about. You know, it's not about beating guys because you know I learned that the hard way.
Okay. So this is a question for both of you guys, actually. So Yann is known for finishing fights very quick and early and into them. And Ali, you have about half of your wins by knockout as well. Do you guys see a finish in this fight happening very early, or just do you think that this fight might be a little bit longer than some of your previous?
You never know, man. To be honest with you, you really never know. Like my last fight, you know, I went in there, I had a game plan, and I executed exactly on my game plan. And the fight was under a minute. And I had the game plan, executed, boom, done. I have a game plan for this fight. It might be executed within the first round. It might take it to the 5th round. And I'm ready. I'm prepared. You know, trained very hard for this, man. I put my blood, sweat, tears, everything in this, man. This is my life right here. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to let, you know, no offense. I can't let anybody just take that, man, you know, and it is what it is. You know, I'm here for that.
And Yann, do you see a quick finish happening in this fight?
I do. You know, I'm prepared for whatever this fight brings. If this fight goes 5 rounds, I'm ready for it. But you know, I know everybody loves saying this, oh, you've never fought somebody like me, but I truly do believe that Ali has never fought somebody like me. And to be honest with you, I've never fought anybody like Ali either. So I'm not going to take that away from him. You know, I've never fought anybody like him. Like I said before, I'll say it again. Out of every fighter that I've fought before, I think Ali is by far the better one, the best fighter I've faced. So, you know, not to take anything from him, I expect a really good version of him. Ali he's very skilled. He's got experience. He puts on good fights. But I think I am a little bit different. I think I bring something different to the table. I am extremely athletic. I hit very hard, man. I'm a very powerful dude, you know, and anybody who's trained with me, anybody who's held pads for me, they'll tell you about the kind of power that I possess. And I think that makes a huge difference once you put on 4-ounce gloves. So I'm coming in to fight. I'm coming in to show the best version of myself, to show what I've been working for. So I'm coming for the finish. I'm not coming to play with them. I'm not coming to, you know, I'm not coming to have fun. This is business. I'm coming for business. And I know where I want to go after this. So I'm coming to do business. I'm coming to finish this fight 100%.
All right. I can't wait to watch you guys throw down on Friday night. It's going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah.
Yann, so obviously we know about, the layoff. I'm just wondering, how often mentally did you think about, is this kind of like a long time coming? How often did you think about a comeback and getting back into the cage? I know 9 years is a really long time. I obviously would find it hard to believe it didn't cross your mind at least once or twice. So tell me about that. Elaborate on that.
Every day. I I thought about it every day. It's one of those things that you get addicted to a certain feeling, and I got addicted to the feeling of getting my hands raised, right? That's and the addiction of being mentally prepared for a fight and walking into the cage and having that door shut behind you. My God, it's just an addictive feeling, So I thought about it all the time. Every time I watched UFC fights, I thought about it. I'm like, man, I want to be there. I want to be there. And so it's all I thought about when I wasn't fighting, So it was a no-brainer to come back. I needed to do something for me that really made me happy and that sparked my soul. And fighting that's what makes me happy. It just lights a fire in me. I love that feeling. I'm addicted to that feeling.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, you're talking a lot about, moving through the ranks and getting on to the next promotion and stuff like that. In a perfect world, where do you see yourself in 12 months, 16, 18 months? Where do you see yourself?
In the UFC. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I know there's a very good chance that that's what I could see next. So that's why I see myself. I see myself in the UFC in the next 12 months.
For sure. And Ali, I'll throw it over you. We know about the experience. You're just as close, to the next shot. UFC could be in the picture for you after this one, depending on the outcome, obviously. How do you feel? Tell me about your fight camp. Who's been driving you the hardest? Who's been pushing you the most?
Let me tell you how I feel. I tell you, I've been in this game for a long time, and I've been fighting my ass off. All right, I don't get the respect I deserve in this fucking place. I'll tell you that right now. And I might not be getting these finishes, but I'm gonna get a fucking finish. And I'm not doing this for no one else. I do this for myself. I do this for my family. And I just don't feel the respect in New England. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I have 14 fights in pro. What am I now? Technically 12 and 4. And you guys, it's like you guys act like I'm like a nobody over here. I fucking finish. I do all these fights, and I don't get the respect. That's how I feel, honestly. And I'm ready to go in there. I've been training my ass off. I train very hard. MMA. I do real MMA. I don't just do, kickboxing and then my wrestling and then jiu-jitsu. No, I put it all together. And I think that's that's what sets me apart from everybody else in the region and even in the world. I'm going to say that, maybe not the top guys, but I'm reaching for that goal. And I'll be honest, I might not have the caliber of guys that these guys have to work with, but I tell you, I do things that nobody else does. Nobody else. I've never seen anybody do this stuff. And I can attest that why I'm winning these fights. How am I winning these fights? That every fight I go into, I'm the underdog. Every single fight. And they want to, everybody want to it's just, I don't get the respect that I deserve in this. And like I said, yeah, I'm not finishing the fight. Okay, I get that. But I went into PFL and I did my Challenger Series. I won that fight with a broken jaw from the first round, and I fought through that. And I didn't get the contract, but it's like, what more do I have to do? What more do I have to do? So I'm going to go in there with something in this fight. I'm going to look for something in this fight like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
yep.
You get that frustration where you're like, I did this, I did that. Now what? Okay, let's show the world what can I actually do? What do you want to see? Let's show them that. And that's what I'm going to show them. You know what I mean? This Friday night.
Compelling stuff from both of you guys, man. I got goosebumps, like I said at the beginning of this, from both of you right now. I'm almost ready to go. But
oh yeah, let's do that.
I'm gonna call in Rick Caldwell, the matchmaker. Rick, you obviously, you booked this fight, you made this fight. Tell me your thoughts when you get such a stylistic matchup like this. You know, what do you see upon booking something like this?
You know, I think it's a fight that both guys have a path to victory, and I think both guys. I don't want to say they need to show that they can beat a guy like this because they both have some very impressive wins, but whichever guy wins this fight, it's going to be impressive and it's going to be a win over somebody that isn't currently on their resume. Right. So this is one of those fights that whoever wins, and we see that, you know, we're going to see them, you know, I think both guys are going to have great careers, but, you know, a year from now, we'll look back on this, and whatever either guy accomplishes next, you're going to look back at this and that's going to be the thing that kind of kicked it off for him. And it's going to be the fight that they needed to, you know, as Ali mentioned, you know, what more do I got to do? What else do I have to prove? I think this will be a fight that will kind of prove it for whichever guy wins. You know, it's going to be a really cool fight. You know, I've been pumped about it since the moment we booked it. So, you know, similar to the other title fight that we have, it's awesome. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I do want to add something real quick too. I just want to shout out Planet Hank. He did an awesome video of these two guys. I don't think we can announce officially where it's going to be streaming yet. I know it is going to stream on Fight Pass. I don't know if the other place that it's supposed to stream is official yet, but I'm sure you guys will all get to see it before the event. And it's awesome. It's a really cool preview of these guys. It's meant to be a 30-minute show on network TV, and it came out great. And thanks to Yann and Ali for doing that. It came out really good.
Yeah, fired up to see it, man. But all right, yeah, thanks, Rick. Yeah, we'll turn things back to the media now. Andrew Mack, have the next question. The floor is yours.
What's up? First one for Ali. So your last fight ended in a very scary injury. You looked very concerned for your opponent. Is that something you have to like shake off your consciousness as you're preparing for this fight?
Shake off my consciousness. I wouldn't know. You know, it's a fight. You know, at first I was very concerned for him because I just broke a guy's arm, and I've been there. I've had my jaw broken. I had my arm broken, and I know the kind of time it takes to heal and what it does to a person. You know, especially a guy like him trying to get back in the game. And just I felt for him at that moment. You know, I was like, oh my God, like your arm's broken, man. Like, I'm sorry. You know, like I want to win a fight, but I never want to hurt someone that bad. You know what I mean? I mean, we're in the business of hurt business. You know what I mean? I got to do what I got to do. But, you know, if it was my way, you know, I would not want it to be like that. I would just like to win. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm a fighter, and I'm here to do my job, and whatever way possible. You know what I mean? And you got to do your job. You know what I mean? You got to go in there, aim or me. So, yeah.
And what will a win over an undefeated prospect like Yann mean for your legacy?
Well, you know, it would be a great win. You know, he's talking like, you know, he's got something that he wants to show, and I'm actually excited to see if he's got something to show for me, because I've seen it all, man. I don't want to say I've seen it all, but I've seen a lot in this region, in the scene, in the national scene, and you know, been with the guys with so many fights, and if he has something different to bring to the table, let's see it. I would love to see it, because, you know, I love learning. I love the sport of MMA because it's so diverse, and there's so many little niches and holes that, you know, you could learn something new every day. And you know, if he wants to show me something new, let's see it, you know, and then I'll show him what I got, and he'll be like, wow, wasn't expecting that. You know.
For Yann, so you mentioned earlier that MMA was a wild dream for you years ago. What is MMA to you now?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not going to say MMA is everything to me because I have a family, I have a business, but MMA means a lot to me. MMA is part of my life, and fighting is part of who I am. That's what I've done my whole life. In one way or another, I have been a fighter my entire life. So this means a lot to me. This is my way of having fun. This is my way of blowing off some steam. And this is my way of feeling like I'm doing something that I truly do enjoy doing. You know, I get to entertain. I get to have fun. I got to compete in a sport where, you know, it's a one-on-one type of game in there. You know, when I'm in a cage, I don't depend on 10 other team members to help me win a game. You know, this is just him and I. It's up to me. So it means a lot to me.
So how do you find the balance between your personal life, your fight life, your business, and your family?
It's not easy, you know, it's not easy. But if there's something you truly do love doing, you make it work. You find the time, you figure it out, you know. I have people that work for me. I have, you know, a business partner now that helps me run the business, and it works. You know, I still get to do my job. I get to work. I get to be a dad and take care of my family. And, you know, I have a wife at home that really holds it down. She holds the family down very well when I'm in training mode, when I'm in fight camp. So, you know, it's very important to have people on your side that sees the potential in you, that sees what you love doing, and they're willing to help you get there. So it's that's how you find a balance. You know, you just have the right people around you, and you figure out a way to make it work. You know, if that's what you really love doing, you'll figure it out.
All right, thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Question from Planet Hank, as previously mentioned before.
Yo, Planet Hank here. What's going on, everybody? Man, these guys right here, let me first off say these are some seriously awesome fighters. These guys right here are my boys. I am personally connected to both of them. Rick got a chance to mention a big project that we're working on, little TV episode style stuff. You guys are going to love to see that. And it really showcases what these guys are all about. And so my first questions, I'm gonna head up to Ali, because when you said that you weren't getting the respect, I really feel like that resonated with me. I think that you deserve so much respect. I've seen you fight. I've filmed you at Premiere. I've known you for years. I've watched you smash people, slam them all over, and got a chance to come to your gym and really see like how hard you train and highlight your heart rate monitor and just how nasty shape you're in, you know? And so my first question is, do you really think that the caliber of opponents that Yann has faced even matches up with your basically resume at all?
Honestly, not even close. Not even close. With all due respect, you know, I fought the who's who in the region. There's only a couple of guys in the weight class that I really haven't faced that I'm willing to face, and but I pretty much have fought the who's who, and beaten them too, most of them. You know what I mean? And you know, the only thing I take away from me really is that I did not finish them. A lot of my fights, most of the decisions, but I win. I get the job done. And I just didn't see that I get the respect for that, because I'm fighting guys that nobody else signs up to do. I'm the one signing up to do this. And I expected, from me signing up to fight the best guys, that I would be catapulted into the next scene. You know what I mean? And I just, you know, it is what it is, you know. It's a fight game, you know. So I'm in here, and this guy's trying to take everything I've worked for, every little thing every little fight that I've had. He's trying to come here and just cut the line. I'm telling you, he's trying to. In my eyes, that's what I see. And you know, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let him cut the line and just be like, okay, I'm going to beat you now. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, sweet. I feel you on that. But now, you know, I've watched you. It's power wrestling all day. It's this double leg. You pop in, you grab them, slam them, and then get to work. That's your bread and butter. You talk all about it. We all say you're a wrestler. You say you're a ground and pound specialist. Now, here's the thing. Yann is fucking huge. Oh, sorry for swearing. Yann is extremely huge. This guy is huge. All right. Do you think that if you he could potentially be back to 195, 200 pounds come fight night. Are you going to be able to scoot in, and pick him up and handle that for all 5 rounds?
Well, that's a great question, and we're all gonna have to find out this Friday night. UFC Fight Pass. See me pick up this guy. I'm 170 pounds right now. I am 170 pounds. You're gonna see me, a 170-pound actual fighter, pick up Yann. I don't know how much he weighs, but if he's 200 pounds, whatever. If he's 190, I don't care. And it does not matter. It really does not. I swear to God, it does not. This whole weight cut stuff. It's all myth. He's gonna be bigger than me. I know that. And tune in this Friday night. You're gonna see a little guy like me pick up a big guy and put him on his ass. You'll see that. Tune in I want to see you guys watch this. I want everybody to see this. My fans, his fans. Let's bring it on. I love challenges, man. I love challenges.
Awesome. All right, and now, Yann. Yann, you've prepared so much for this. You have done so much. You've got the best coaches. You've got some clear advantages here. You've got that awesome facility, that you're sitting in right now. Do you think that Ali can get takedowns against you? And if he gets those takedowns against you, are you going to fight him off the back? I know you finished your last opponent and got some elbow strikes, got a cut, and it stopped. Is there a jiu-jitsu game that you want to use with him, or are you going to be able to stand back up? What's your plan?
Ali cannot hold me down. I can tell you that right now. Ali is not going to be able to hold me down. That's a fact.
I don't need to hold you down.
I'm telling you that. I'm telling you.
But when I take you down and I start punching you, what's going to happen then?
I will snatch your arm or your neck and finish it. So
Let's see what happens.
I have a really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game, and I have a very good wrestling game as well. If the fight goes to what was that?
What belt are you?
Doesn't matter what belt I am. You're gonna find out Friday night, real quick.
Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
You're gonna find out. Put it this way: I submit black belts very often. So
nice.
Okay, I have no problem submitting black belts, brown belts, blue belts. It's if the fight ends up on the ground, I'm not worried about it one bit. I don't care where this fight goes. It does not matter to me. If he wants to wrestle, I'll wrestle with him all day. I can wrestle. I have great takedown defense. I can also take him down. If you look at me right now and tell me that I cannot take Ali Zebian down, I fucking promise you that you're so wrong. I can take this guy down if I want to take him down.
Oh, man. You've been watching my videos, man? Because I don't remember the last time I got taken down, honestly.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
You know what? Now I'm going to take you down just to prove a point. Okay?
We'll see.
Now I'm going to take you down just to prove a point.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think you guys, again, not to take anything away from Ali, he's a great fighter. But I promise you I'm a little bit different. I am a little bit different.
I'm waiting to see this, man. I'm waiting. I want to see if you can bring something different that I haven't seen. Because we'll see. We'll see.
You're going to. I have a different type of strength. I really do. I am a different type of strong. I am farm boy strong. Born and raised in a farm in Brazil. Farm boy strength is a different game.
Right. So, everybody has a game plan till they get hit in the face, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hit me first to change my game plan. I'll tell you that.
Of course.
So Yann, last question from me. You're obviously a behemoth of a guy. I met both of you. I got to stand up and look at both of you in the eyes. There's no question. Ali's like 5'6". He's a monster, though. He is built totally different. You are very tall in comparison to him. You're looking huge right now. Do you have a lot of what do you weigh right now? And how much you got to cut? And is that going to be a type of a problem that will drain you at all, or are you worried about it at all?
No.
Two-part question. What do you expect to be back to the day later at fight night?
I'm honestly not sure. So that's gonna be up to my nutritionist, Eric Pena, Pena Performance. That's my nutritionist, and I just follow his lead. Whatever treatment he decides to put me on after weigh-ins, that's what I'm going to follow. So I don't know. We don't have a targeted weight to get to, and I honestly don't care about putting too much weight. It doesn't matter. But I think I'm really not. I don't have that much weight to cut, really.
What are you? How much are you?
I'm not that big, So I mean, I'm a big dude, but I don't got that much more weight to cut.
No.
Very little.
Nice.
Very little weight. Yeah.
Well, you
Better
guys
start getting on that treadmill. Let's go. Get on that treadmill.
Yeah.
I don't
Let's
need
go.
to. I don't need to. I can sit on my couch right now and make weight.
Shit. You
I'll
sure
make
about
Wednesday. I'm positive about that.
Okay.
I'm positive about that.
Okay.
Listen, buddy. I'm not fat. I'm not fat.
Oh, no,
I promise
no,
you
no,
that.
You're fat. You got too much money, man, and I gotta take some of it. That's what it is.
There was funny comments. There was funny comments during the interviews. These two had a chance to put, you'll see in this video, these guys had a chance to take a couple, veiled shots at each other and stuff. And, but I was totally, totally honored to be able to film you guys, be on this show. Thank you, Charlie Q. Thank you, everybody. Check me out on Instagram. I've got a lot of content from all of these fighters, especially Yann and especially Ali. And there'll be a lot more coming out. But thanks for having me.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Hank. You're the man.
Almost ready to wrap this up, guys. Just a couple more. Owen Tracy, your turn here.
All right, what's up, guys? First one's for Yann, the second one for Ali. So, Yann, you've talked about kind of taking that step away from fighting for your family and everything else, and now you're in a main event. How has that journey kind of been for you?
It's been fun. It's been a crazy journey. It's one of those things that I know in the area. I knew anytime that I came back, I would be that guy to drop people in and to get people to the fights, because not for nothing, even in my very first and second fights, it was already like that. After I fought my very first fights, everybody, for the longest time, everybody was calling me the new Jose Aldo. After the very first fight, that's what everybody was calling me. Oh my God, that's the new Jose Aldo, blah, blah, blah. And there was huge hype around me, and I didn't stay very active. But having that time off and knowing that I was going to come back, it's honestly no surprise to me. It's no surprise to me that I am where I am. I put my money where my mouth is. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I show up. I make it exciting. A lot of people show up to see me. Let's be real. Like, most of the people that are showing up to this fight, they're showing up because of me. I don't care what anybody else says. That's just the truth. Ali is on a main event of Combat FC because of me. I put him in a main event. That's just the truth. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm the guy that people wants to see, and I finish people. That's just what it is. I finish people. So, it's been a good journey, but it's no surprise to me that I am where I am, and it's not going to be any surprise to me once I get my name called to the UFC. And Ali has this thing stuck in his head that I'm cutting the line. Listen, I'm dancing all over that imaginary line that he's talking about. I'm dancing all over that line. There's no line to jump here. I showed up, I fought, I finished people, and I am where I am because of what I've shown with my game. So there's no line. I'm at the top of the line, So I'm ranked number 3 right now. Ali's ranked number 2. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that number means anything. We're gonna find out.
All right.
I didn't know that.
My bad. Go, Ali.
No, that's all right. It's all right. I didn't know that.
So my last question for Ali is, you hearing what Yann is saying, you say there's going to be something crazy. You're going to do something crazy in this fight. What can you promise fight fans on Friday night? What's going to happen?
Oh, I can promise you this. There's no way you're not going to see me win this fight. There's no way. I will not let it happen. And if he has to hit me with whatever he has, the kitchen sink, the nuclear bombs that his hands that possess, I will walk through it. I will persevere, and I'm going to tell you, I don't care if my face is falling off. I will win the fight. I will win the fight at any means necessary. But I'll tell you this, it's not going to go to that length. I already know that. I have confidence in my skills, my experience, and I know that I'm ready for this, and I'm ready to go to the next level. And he's in my way, and he did cut the line. I really believe that. You know, he has finishes, which is very good. You know, he has 2 finishes, and I'll give him that. But I have more finishes, and
5 finishes. I have 5 finishes. 5.
Well, those other finishes, I don't know how many years ago were those. Like, that was a long time ago, buddy.
It does not matter.
We are now in 2024. It's now. So what have you done in the recent years? And I've done a lot more for sure. And everybody knows this. They don't want to recognize me. It's fine. You don't have to recognize me, but I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep knocking on that door. And if I have to punch through that door, I'll punch through that door. If I have to, break it open, I'll do whatever it takes to get through. But let me tell you, I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna get through, one way or another. You know. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this main event against Yann. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
All right, well, let's get a war on a Friday night. Let's go.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes,
it's gonna be a good war. So I expect no less. Expect no less.
We are wrapping.
Oh, and before we go, I want to give a shout out to Ava. Ava, I love you, girl.
Yeah, she's
I love you.
So before we
I
go,
will see you Thursday and Friday.
Bringing in Ava and Joe.
Hi. Hi.
Head of PR.
Hi.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi, Yann.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You gotta hype Yann, you two guys. Everybody's pumped up for this after
I'm
hearing this.
I'm excited for Friday night. It's like gonna be so fun.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the fight to watch. This is the fight to watch, and everybody that's in this chat right now knows that. This is the fight to watch. Although Douma and Take is gonna be a phenomenal fight. That fight's gonna be amazing. Oh my God, Take looks so good right now. Take is dialed in. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. And Douma is a very tough guy. But I think this fight between Ali and this is for all the marbles, man. This is this is what people are tuning in for. You know, everybody wants to see some nuclear missiles being thrown around, and people want to see that power bomb and chain wrestling that Ali brings to the table. I think that we have all the makes for fight of the night or the most spectacular finish of the night. So
yeah.
Want to go through your spiel? Just say for those who don't know me.
Those who don't know me, I'm Ava Caballero, known as Cabby. I'm the director of PR for Combat FC. My job is to get the ring card girls, and I also post on social media for Combat FC. And make sure everybody goes to the fight on Friday night. Let's go.
Let's go, Ava.
Let's go. You do a great job, Ava. Great work.
Thank you, Yann.
Thanks, Ava.
Joe, anything you want to add?
I'm sorry?
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody again. You know, this has been great. It really turned out good. Charlie, thank you for your help with it, putting it together. Kyle, you did a great job. Rick, you know, you kill it every time. Not only could I not do it without you, I wouldn't want to do it without you. You know, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. I want to thank Hank and Ava, obviously, for being the best PR person in the game. I'm taking time just to thank all the fighters and their families and their camps. I know how hard it is, and we really appreciate it. We're looking to really big things in 2024. We're gonna open up a bunch of different markets that nobody had really tapped into, and we're really gonna kick some ass. And we're gonna showcase you guys and do everything we can to get you to the next level. So I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. So
thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rick. You guys are awesome. Great work.
Rick actually has some news for us. Rick, you have the floor.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure to save this for the very end. I didn't want to take away from the guys that are at the press conference tonight, but we actually had a fight change earlier today. I woke up to, as everybody knows, the last 2 weeks get a little crazy for us. We lose fights all the time, and then I'm scrambling to fill them. We had the start of my day was terrible, but as we were on the press conference, we filled a fight that fell apart earlier today. So I got a message early this morning that Sam Watford was out. Those of you who have been kind of following our announcements and following the card, that was one of the fights I was really excited about. I think Kyle Hill is an up-and-coming prospect that we all need to keep our eyes on. As we were on the press conference, we were able to, it just got finalized while we were on this press conference tonight. Kyle Hill is now going to be taking on another undefeated prospect, Cam Carnage Rosniski, Friday night.
That's a big fight, Rick. That's a big fight. Huge addition to the card, man.
Yo, Cam is a savage. Cam is a savage. I've trained with him many times, a couple times. He's a savage.
Yeah, that's one of those fights that I can't believe either guy was excited for this fight. Like on such short notice, they both jumped at the opportunity, and I love it when guys just go for it like that. When guys early in their career are willing to take those tough fights, and I don't know that we could have found a better fight after, and for those of you that don't know, Cam just beat the guy that Kyle was supposed to fight not that long ago. So we got 2 undefeated prospects that are going to be kicking off Fight Pass for us.
And Cam Resniski got his most recent victory over Sam Watford, which is crazy too.
Yep.
Yeah, very excited for that. That's huge. It was tremendous for the promotion. Very excited for that. Thank you, Rick.
Thanks, guys. Hey, thanks, Charlie, and again, thanks, Kyle, for helping to get this put together. So, thanks, guys.
For sure. And as we wrap this up, Yann, Ali, I'll give you guys the floor one last time. Either of you have any last words for your opponent before you see them next at weigh-ins? Any last words?
Yeah. I just gotta say, happy birthday to my dad. He turned 66 today, and I'm doing this for my family, and I'm just trying to do this and just get to the top. So thank you guys.
Yann,
appreciate it.
Happy birthday to Ali's dad, and let's have some fun. I'm ready to go. There's no more talking to do. I just want to fight this guy.
Yes, sir. I mean,
just set me free.
Absolutely electric. Hell of a press conference tonight. You both came and showed out verbally. Can only imagine how it's going to go physically. Looking forward to it. Thank you for your time, brother.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So, all right. That wraps it up for our Combat FC press conference, inaugural press conference. Had a blast. Would love to do it again. Look forward to the next one for sure. Tune in Friday night, Combat FC 6, UFC Fight Pass. If you cannot make it to Shriners Auditorium, tune in, stream it live. I'm Charlie Quinn. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Combat FC,